Hi everyone, my name is Ray Greeley. Welcome to Fumba Today, a place where we explore and expose what's in Zanzibar's real estate market. And today I'm blessed to have the founders actually of Lux Real Estate Brokerage in the house. And in this time, I have Slay with me. Suleiman, yo man, my bad I call you Slay. I'm used to it. But it's Suleiman, one of the founders of Lux Real Estate Brokerage Company. Welcome, man.
Thank you very much for the big introduction. Mr. Wake.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's awesome to have you in the show, man. I'm so grateful.
Thank you for your time. I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah, okay, man. You know what Fumba Today is all about, real estate. So I want to know about you. What inspired you to be in this journey, to be in this ride of real estate?
My inspiration really came from just being around real estate itself. My background came from being a semi-pro football. I've been in the football game from a young age.
Young age. About how many?
When I was in my teens, let's just say. People know me for football.
Okay.
I played in that world, football. I love that side of things. But real estate side of things, my dad, he's been in as a surveyor in Dar es Salaam. So I've always been around real estate.
Okay.
As a young kid, you go into houses, building, lands. I've been surrounded by that all my life. So I fell in love naturally because it's something I've been around in that I actually know.
Okay.
And when I grew older, I had interest myself because I love apartments, villas, houses, swimming pools.
Yeah.
Luxury living. I love big houses, skyscrapers.
Yeah.
I was just fascinated in properties and real estate generally. So that's where my love for real estate came in. But as a company, how I ended up getting into real estate was I started off as a labourer in the UK.
In the UK.
I worked my way up all the way through the government system, you could say, in the UK. So I've learned about every single thing in real estate.
Meaning the standards, actually.
The standards, of course, health and safety, things like that. I just know what the protocol and the operations are. So one side, I got to learn about how it's been governed. And one side, I got to learn how to enjoy two things in that sense of real estate. So I started off as a labourer. I moved on to becoming a ground worker. And then I worked on plants, driving machines. For me, that was fun, but obviously there are roles, diggers, dumpers, all these machineries. I became a site supervisor. Then I became a site manager. And then I worked on development. So it was a great opportunity being in the UK.
You're topping.
I know the ins and outs. I've worked with all builders, internal, external, landscape. I've been in the game for 7-8 years, hands-on. So I love it and I know everything about it, really. Yeah,
you love it. And you've been in the game actually in different roles, which makes you more expert on the real estate side of things.
Yeah, sure.
So you told me you've been around your paps doing the surveys, developing properties back in Dar es Salaam.
Yeah. So
when did you move to the UK?
So I moved to the UK young. I was 9, 10, moved away. But every time I kept coming back.
Okay.
Coming back.
Kept coming back.
As you come back, you're seeing, okay, this has changed, that's changed. So you're seeing developments.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that looks amazing. And also, Africa's amazing because when you go to Europe, i.e., let's just speak with UK, the houses in UK, if you're in £1 million houses, they're normal houses.
Yeah.
Right? But in Africa, people are living, they've got mansions, they've got their gated communities.
Yeah.
So the whole culture of the properties and everything else and ownership is big in Africa. That really drew me when I'm coming back. My cousins, they're buying lands, they're building houses. I've got a big family on both sides of my parents, my mom and my dad.
Yeah.
So just seeing how things are being developed with properties and of course infrastructure in Dar es Salaam and transitioning to Zanzibar. Yeah. That was a big thing for me,
Yeah, so you have both experiences. You see how things operate here, you see how things operate there in the UK.
Yeah.
So in building, one of the questions is you were in the UK, Theo was also there. So did you guys work connecting when you're in the UK?
Yeah, me and Theo, we've got a long history. We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Not just in business, just in life,
Just in life,
I remember he launched Filet, great brand.
Yeah.
You know, in the clothing game.
He told
I
me
love
about-
drip, I love clothes. So I was like, yeah, this is really good. He was doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, I was at football that time. So we're speaking, we're liaising. And then eventually when he came to him wanting to move back to Africa,
Yeah.
I was like, bro, go for it. You know, he remembers we had a conversation in the car one time.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm looking to go back. You know, I'm like, bro, you should go back. He's like, real estate though. I don't even know. I'm like, listen, go back. You will not regret it.
Yeah.
I remember these words.
So you stayed and he
stayed.
came back.
Yeah, I stayed because I was already in real estate, in construction at that time.
Back in the UK.
Back in the UK. So yeah, and then he came over. We liaised, we spoke, he got his experience. I'm still doing my thing. I opened my own company over there as well, doing small developments, internals and externals, little things there and there. So we've always been speaking about real estate as he's developing and growing in that field, and I'm developing and growing in the UK in my own field.
Okay.
And then eventually Lux came about.
Yeah, so I was asking, like, what was the moment when Theo maybe checked you and said, like, bro, you know how Zanzibar's real estate market is pretty unique.
Yeah.
So when was that moment like Theo told you, yeah, bro, we need to come back home and do something? We need to shake things up.
I think that seeing Theo transition into real estate from what he used to do, you know, like was a good thing for me. I was like, wow, he's into real estate, he's doing this. I was like, look at this guy in his big suit. I didn't know Theo in and out, you know. So from a friend and a brother's perspective, it was good to see that transition.
Yeah.
And I was already in like 6-7 years deep. So seeing that transition and seeing him motivated in what he was doing, in working at Fumba, it was really good. He learned a lot of things, and I'm learning a lot of things through him, right?
Okay.
So then when we sat down, we said, right, what can we do? Like, what can we bring back home? You know, that was the biggest thing. We love Zanzibar. It's in our blood. You know, what can we do and bring back home?
Yeah.
We both love real estate. Okay, cool. Let's do something along that side. The good thing is we've got a good support system through our families. Like my dad, he's got his brother. We've got the laws.
Yeah.
We got the right foundations in place.
Yeah.
So when them conversations were happening, there were stable conversations for the future. A long time, 2 years ago, before even people knew nothing about Lux at the moment, you know? So yeah, we sat down, we said, okay, cool, no problem. Let's try and make it happen. Put the right things, put the right foundations into place.
Yeah.
He's working, I'm working. And then we on the phone, collaborating, speaking, just, you know, slowly.
So
Those were the conversations. So what happened was seeing Theo fall in love with real estate, and I was already in love with real estate, and we merged together. There's nothing you want to do and like with your boy and go somewhere with it than that, you know. It's like, it's really special. Right?
yeah, so it's like hard work and planning and everything.
100%.
So what we're seeing right now is like hours you guys spent to build this thing up.
Yeah.
So I believe in those conversations, you align things that you guys want to improve, right?
Definitely.
So can you like give us a clue on things that Lux will improve?
I mean, a lot of things we want to bring value to people in Zanzibar and obviously generally the world. Like when they see Lux, we want to bring value. One, to foreigners as well.
Yeah.
I mean, people being overseas coming here. I know exactly how things are in regards to having a tick list, you know, from a buyer's perspective and from a client's perspective. You don't want to deal with someone in Zanzibar or anywhere in Africa that doesn't know what they're talking about, doesn't know what they're doing. We know all the framework, all the paperwork from the buyer's perspective, client's perspective, aftercare. So we want to provide services to people. It depends what sector you're in. We want to cover your sector. So if you're a buyer, we'll cover all the services for you and give you all the right information. If you're a client, same thing. If you're a developer, same thing. The laws and all the legals around it.
Yeah.
We've got all them experts within that field to give you the right thing in detail, in writing, so there's no dodgy business happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no all this dalali business. We want to remove all of that. We want to bring in a new system. You know what I mean? It's exactly what it says.
Like professionalism.
Yeah. Every single thing, you know? So the main thing is what you're just learning, you know, from the culture of Africa. Because you don't want to come in and enforce a new system too much.
Yeah.
You want to be able to tell them, listen, this is how things are done.
Yeah.
Really, they can be smooth. So if you implement something on paper like this, it will cover you in the future like that. So there's no miscommunication. You know, sometimes you hear developers not being paid or people running away with money or tenants are having headaches or clients it's because it's not on the paper.
Yeah.
A lot of things in Africa are done. Word of mouth. It's okay. I spoke to this guy, that guy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. We don't want to do that. We want to say, listen, let's have an agreement. Everything's on paper. Everything's in black and white. If you don't like it, let's change the contract. Let's adjust things. So you know what you're buying into, or what you're renting, or what you're getting, or what you're studying. If it's course content and materials that we provide. So it's just about putting things on paper that are just basically transparent and they're correct.
Okay. I love the part that you said, like, you respect Zanzibar's culture and way of doing things.
Of course.
I find a lot of people or developers, when they come here, they like trying to implement a new system. Yeah. But Lux is different. You say what's currently happening, and you just adapt with it and like trying to improve through it. And that's a very nice thing, man. Sure. Kudos to you. Kudos to everyone in the Lux team. So with all the experience that you have in the years that you have spent in the UK and now coming back home, I believe how much time have you spent back home?
Back home or how many?
Here.
I've been in and out every year, every 2 to 3 years. I'm always in and out. But yeah, I'm back for good.
Now you're back for good.
I'm back. I'll be in and out, but I'm back.
We're
switching things around.
Yeah.
It won't be 1 year in like overseas per se, and then 1 month in Africa. It will be the opposite way. I'll be in and out like 10 months here, 11 months here. Yeah. I've got business. We're still traveling up and down, but this will be home.
Okay, so how are you building, with these two experiences? Because you told me you've been in Dar es Salaam, then back to the UK. You've been in Zanzibar, back to the UK. So how do you plan to build, to improve things, building Lux with these two experiences of different places?
Traveling the world and seeing things opens your eyes.
Yeah.
You see, okay, cool. This is working. This is not working because I've already done it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you also see what Zanzibar can actually be in the future if all the services and everything is in place for the people.
Yeah.
So let's just say rentals, you got issues where some people are just having arguments, or there's conflicts and so many other things with relatives, with people not collecting their monies and a lot of things. So if you put things on paper, there shouldn't be any issues. It's written on paper, it's signed, it's legalified, right? That's one thing. That's just an example. Yeah, there's systems in place.
Systems.
So we just need to put the right systems within the real estate game in Zanzibar. It's just about working off systems and everything strategized properly. That's the main thing I would like to bring to the table, really.
It's not about what, like you said, like a lot of things are done just word of mouth.
Of course.
You want to bring everything on paper. Like,
100%.
This is how it will be.
Yeah.
And that's what other people do.
Overseas, a lot of the countries do that. Like,
that have advanced in real estate.
Of course, 100%. It's not just like, I'm selling this, call me anytime, meet me anytime. Things have to be structured,
Okay.
And especially even, let's say, land ownership and title deeds and certain things. There's a lot of things. My auntie owns that, my uncle owns that. You go sell a piece of land, somebody else is involved.
Yeah.
So that's just an issue where things are not on paper.
Yeah.
They haven't gone through the laws and regulations properly. So you need a better system in place in the real estate game. So then there's no issues outside of making business. If there's a system in place, there shouldn't be issues in making business. It should be like, I like this deal or I don't like this deal. It shouldn't be like, you promised me this, tuliongea hivi, da 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 da.
Yeah.
You know how the Swahili people are like.
Yeah.
We don't want to have that headache.
Yeah.
In the UK, a simple example, you could say, listen, this is your time, this is your meeting. If you miss 5 minutes, sorry, we'll rebook you with someone else's slot. Obviously, that's very like a low example, but in regards to having systems in place, you have to meet time structure, you have to meet deadlines. Everything has to be systemized. We're not taking anything away from how people are doing things in Zanzibar.
Yeah.
We just want to make things better. That's all it is. We're here to work with the government per se.
Yeah.
We're here to work with the locals to make things better for everyone. So there's a system in place. Everything is transparent. And we can all make money, enjoy life.
That's big, man. That's big, man. I love that. I love the way you spoke about different perspective, the UK perspective and the Zanzibari perspective.
Sure.
So by speaking that way, where do you see, with Lux in the game this time, with Lux in the game shaking things up, where do you see the market maybe in 3 to 5 years?
With Lux in the game, I see people getting a good understanding about real estate itself. Because I don't think there's even a real estate division in Zanzibar, right? So we're here, one, to offer courses to people so you can learn everything from a property management standpoint, from a sales standpoint. We've got everything in place. We're going to have our own institution to teach people how to become property managers, salespeople. We have that structure in place. So we're going to be adding value in the education system. That's a good thing, right? To the locals and obviously to foreigners if you want to come and learn and educate yourself. But our biggest thing is to give back to the people.
Yeah.
Come, learn, expand. And what that does, that will create jobs for our own people. That will boost the economy. That will help families, you know.
Yeah.
If my son's doing a good job in that sector and this and the other, people can help each other, pull each other up from situations that their families are in. You know what I mean? So all these systems we're going to have in place, because that's also an education system, will benefit every single person, not just foreigners, but also individuals here. That's one side we want to handle.
I personally also want the training.
We're here, don't worry. We will get in.
Yeah.
Another example will be just working alongside people who are already in the game, developers.
Yeah.
We're not here to take away what you're doing. We're here to add credit to you. If you've got projects, we would like to get involved. Come to us, you know. What can we do as a brokerage to help you? Sales, you know, management. We've got a property management team on the side of things. So we can work with developers. And also because we know how it is, the numbers game. We know how it is with the value that they're bringing and building infrastructures and bringing communities. So we want to be a part of what they're doing. They're making Zanzibar a beautiful place, a better place.
Yeah.
Another thing as well, infrastructure. The infrastructure is getting there. It's not quite there yet. Yeah. If we have very good infrastructure, then things are going to be smooth, you know, like the roads, once everything's built and there's access and things are going to be smooth, you know. If you have infrastructure in place, then you can get the communities. It's going to be amazing. You know, logistically, things can operate. There won't be issues when it comes to building developments. You know, there won't be issues when it comes to accessing certain things. You know, when it rains in Africa, you can't go down the road and all these things. That's all infrastructure. But obviously that's down to the government to do what they need to do. But at the same time...
And I think they're doing it.
They're doing a great job, 100%. They're doing a great job because as you can see, things have improved massively. You know, and we thank him. We just want him to keep up the good work. You know? So all these things, it's not just about what Lux is going to bring to the table. We're going to bring good systems to help every single person from government level to the normal man, right? But it's about how are we going to add value to people with already things that are already there in place with what we know. So it's about passing on our experiences and working and collaborating together. That's the biggest thing for me.
Okay, I love that. I love that, man. You've given your projection that when everything is in place, the real estate market will boom. So how do you also, apart from saying like, where do you see the market maybe in 3 to 5 years? Which level do you think we are?
Foundation. And the reason I say that is because if you're driving to the Shambas, let's just say you're going Fumba, you're going Nungu, you're going all these places. There's some untouched territories, you know? Like
untouched.
Undeveloped, It's not developed. We're nowhere near there. One, like I said, infrastructure is not there yet. So once infrastructure is there, you'll see more things. Second,
so it's like you giving people an opportunity. Like there are 100%. Places that are untouched.
There's untouched places, you know. We're not just going to be here selling houses, selling properties, rentals and everything. We're going to be dealing with lands as well, you know. There's going to be land purchases, deeds and all these things. We can look into that. So Zanzibar is a good place to invest because it's untouched at the moment. People are investing majorly. The government themselves are doing well. Zipa's doing very good. I'm sure they're going to enforce more laws because it's a new thing for everyone. You know, they're going to be things to learn. Everyone's going to be learning from everyone. We've got to respect what the government's doing. So it's all about working towards a better Zanzibar. You know, Lux is here. Lux Real Estate Brokerage is here to bring a better Zanzibar in the whole real estate game. So from a standpoint of a client and a customer. 100%.
You say we are working for a better Zanzibar. So where do you see Zanzibar with influence of real estate market?
one, like Zanzibar, tourism. Let's talk about tourism. It's amazing, right? So if people want to come here, if people want to come here, where do they want to live? They want to stay in good apartments, villas. You know, they want to have a good experience. So you need to provide the service because the demand is there. People are coming in, so you have to look after the masses, right? So if our developments are good, if our management of the developments are good, things are going to carry on going up. So there's going to be more revenue to people. More demand is better services to people that have been given back. Collaboratively, you know, when developers are doing something well, property managers are going to be seeing, okay, cool, this is amazing. We're making money. We're doing something well. The government is going to see a boost in the economy themselves. People coming in. So Zanzibar itself generally is growing massively. We're nowhere near there, but we're on the rise. And another thing, when I touched upon tourism, it's a safe place. You know? You come here, you're welcomed by the people, by the locals. It's very safe. Maybe there's little petty crimes. Of course, there's petty crimes here and there, but there's no big criminal movements. There's none of that. You haven't got that type of culture. One, because the government's really good. The police system, they will deal with you. And even the locals, peoples, you can't steal things and get away. They will handle you. They'll handle you. So the whole ethos of like safety is wonderful for foreigners and tourism to see that, okay, cool, I can come here, I can have a good time with my family, my friends.
Very kind.
Yeah, of course, you know, you can.
Prime culture.
People walking around in Stone Town, no problem, you know. When you go in the Shambas, imagine it was a place where it wasn't safe. There'll be so much going on behind the scenes, and we wouldn't be talking about, I want to be invested and let's do this and that in Zanzibar. You wouldn't. You'd be saying this in the crime rate's crazy. You don't want to go over there. So, you know, just tourism being good and the Zanzibar people keeping a good relationship with foreigners is a great thing. So, well done to the Zanzibari people. Let's keep up the good work.
Very kind people, a very prime culture in Zanzibar. People are very kind. You see the ladies, the guys, everything as well. So that's a good thing. You told me like you now like settled in Zanzibar. Like, what one thing that hits you and say like, this is home, I want to settle in this place, like an experience, food or anything, or a sport maybe.
I'm a people's person. You know, it's the people. The weather's great, we know that. The food is amazing, but it's the people, you know. You could go somewhere, the weather's great, the food's great, but the people are horrible. You're not going to have a good experience. You know, you come out of your house, assalamu alaikum, hello, Suleiman. You know, the community is amazing. So the community makes you a good time. If you're down in the dumps, you know, people will pick you up. The community, the people is amazing. Minus the beaches and the weather and the food and the culture and everything else on top. That's a cherry on the cake, basically. But it's the people. Think about it this way. If you work in a company, it could be a great company, right? But the people, the office, there's hatred there. You're not going to operate.
You're not going to
operate. But like, when you just see someone, you're smiling before they've even opened their mouth. Like, you know,
it gives a good reception, you know.
They're welcoming. So the community, the people, and of course, the culture, everything is just amazing, man. The weather, everything.
You know, I love it, and that's a sincere answer. You know, when I could ask this to anybody, could mention maybe the clean beaches, the weather, but you said about the people, you know, it's a major thing. You know, you can't operate when people aren't kind. You can't operate when people have hate them, but Zanzibari people are very kind, and it's good to be around them.
100%.
I myself have witnessed that. People are very kind around here, and I try to adapt the same. So that's very nice. Okay, Suleiman, so let's wind this up because I know you have things to do. Let's wind this up. What's a call to action to you about Lux? What do you want the people to do next? What do you want people to perceive you?
I just want people to know that Lux is really here to add value to whatever individual listens to this, right? From a developer standpoint, to a person who doesn't even know nothing about real estate. Get in touch with us. There's opportunities in the real estate game for everyone. Everyone. I'm talking about people who are cutting the grass. You know, I'm talking about madadas, cleaners. There's opportunities. Government, people in the government. There's opportunities for you guys to tighten things up, you know? Work and collaborate with people who know what they're talking about in the real estate game.
Like yourself.
100%. So the call of action is literally get in touch with Lux. see what Lux is about. We're gonna be out there. We're gonna be on all social media platforms. You'll be seeing us. You'll be hearing us. There's gonna be great opportunities that we're giving out to people. Great value we're giving out to people.
Yeah.
You know, we want to collaborate and work with everyone individually for the greater good and for the better of Zanzibar in the real estate game. So if you're in the real estate game, or if you're not, Lux, you'll be hearing about us.
Okay. Thank you, Slay. I like the way you dressed today. You like trying to adapt with the culture, right?
Listen, it's the culture, you know. I'm a Zanzibari. It's in my blood, you know. When you're home,
it's giving like a Sultan vibe thing, you know. The golden, the cap.
Yeah,
it's looks good on you, man.
Good standards, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And it's a Zanzibari effect.
Yeah,
that's all it is. You know, home sweet home effect.
Yeah, man. So welcome again, Theo. So welcome again, Slay. So good to have you in the show. I'm so grateful for turning up. Share your insight, share your experience. I believe it won't be the last time to come on the show. You'll be coming again and again to share your views, to share your experience. And I'm looking forward to that.
Sure. Thank you very much. We'll be back. This is the first of many.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for your time, Wake. Appreciate it.
Okay.